still remains roommate syndrome.
Yes.
So to me, it's, you know, it's those little moments in the kitchen. It's a hug, and I understand what Sandy says too, where she doesn't like to be. She moves very quickly, as maybe you guys have seen in our shows and what have you, which is great, and that's one of the things that I love about her. And I think that she feels, and this is where we need to communicate and make some commitments to each other. I feel that she feels that if we're to hug in the middle of the kitchen while she's on her way to do laundry or whatever it might be, then it slows her progress, or it puts a
yeah, I get in a mode. I'm doing this, I'm doing this, I'm doing this, and if he wants to stop and like hug me, it feels almost like you're just like holding me from doing what I'm doing.
Right. So as I see what a solution could be is...
Well, probably an awareness of that to begin with.
Well, an awareness of that, but if you were to make more of an effort to instigate that or to initiate that, where I didn't have the feel that I had to like track you down to get some physical connection. And maybe that's just my own perception of it, but...
I think it's reorganizing that to-do list, to know that the laundry can wait till later or tomorrow, and all those things will be there. So that's like the roommate list, okay? So what are the things that we need to do to keep the household running? Whereas you want to elevate your awareness to, this is my special person I chose to spend the rest of my life with. This is a cherished moment that I have to be embraced in his arms. So that's what becomes on the top of the to-do list.
Interesting.
Okay, cool. So now we've established the awareness, the appreciation, the thing that sets us apart from just roommates being the physical connection, whatever manner that may take, and you know, as it progresses through your relationship. So where do we go from here?
The last step is self-love, because a lot of times within a marriage there becomes actually self-loathing, where you know, either the husband or the wife looks in the mirror and they're dissatisfied, say, with their physique or their figure. Or they're upset that they didn't get the sale yesterday, they lost the account, or they're running late for work. So all that self-talk that's going on in the head can be very negative. And one of the things I like to ask my clients is, would you let your child hear how you talk to yourself silently?
Interesting.
So if there was that microphone attached or that speaker, would you let your kids hear that talk?
Wow, that's interesting. I like that.
Right? You find there's some name calling going on from time to time, maybe, and some harsh criticism. Does that happen for you guys?
Yeah, definitely. I think so. And I can see that in general self-love. You see a lot of people talking about women and men getting married, and particularly the woman a lot of times lets herself go, is what's been heard, but you see a lot of times now the men let themselves go.
Yes.
And they're probably losing love for themselves because they're not taking care of themselves. So I think that's interesting, but I like that thought of, you know, what's going on in your head. What if other people or your children, you know, heard what you're saying, and would you want them to hear that? That's a great point.
Right, so if you can sort of amplify that for yourself and notice how you're talking to yourself, and are you degrading yourself and criticizing yourself, because the more you're squashing yourself down and then you bring that into the marriage, we talked about before, like what you think about, you bring about, then you're just going to be focusing on your mate's flaws, you're just going to be focusing on the negative, you're not going to be able to get to that level of appreciation that you want to get to. So you need to go through a similar process with loving your mate and also loving yourself, to fill your tank up. Notice what you appreciate about yourself. I love visuals of you know, an empty vessel that you're, say, filling up with coins, or like a fundraising thermometer and you're watching the red line grow. So notice things about yourself that you did great. You know, how you handle things wonderfully today, how you look today. You may not like your body at the moment, but maybe your hair looks great. So love yourself, and then bring that self-love into the marriage. Again, something that roommates don't care about, but married couples or people in a committed, intimate relationship need to make that important.
Right, excellent.
Well, I think it goes back to one of the earlier discussions that we had about the mirror, how you mirror yourself, and if you're standing in the bathroom looking at yourself in the mirror and beating yourself up because like you didn't get the account, or you blew up at the kids, or whatever, you didn't finish all 10 things on your to-do list for that day.
20 usually, at least 20.
Yeah. And I didn't finish all that one thing I had on my list. Then, and you allow that to be your focus, and it creates a depressed state of mind for then. And I know I'm guilty about that because I'm a very demonstrative person. And
what do you mean by that?
Well, not dramatic, but animated.
Okay, there you go.
So my emotions, I wear my emotions a lot of times on my shirt sleeve, and I think a lot of people do maybe more than they actually realize.
Yes.
And those facial expressions that you make, those tones in your voice, are very easily absorbed into the people around you, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, that's what they were talking. We had an interview with Dr. Kandarshan about an energy healer. He's a doctor of chiropractic, and he had helped this woman, Deb Peterson. Her son had Tourette's syndrome. And when she went in to see him, because she went to many different doctors and couldn't do anything about it, and he actually took her and her husband aside and had discussions with them about how they were with each other and their energy levels. And that was the key to working with the son, and the son is perfectly fine. And that's typically an incurable issue, but it was derived from the energy between them and the child feeling that negative energy that they had and them working through that. So that's an excellent point.
It's very powerful, and that's how all relationships work. Albert Einstein said that all matter is energy, including the human body. So we have the power ourselves to control where that energy is vibrating. You know, are we down here or are we up here? And appreciation is one of the most powerful tools to shift that.
So going back to that little piece in the four-piece pattern there is the self-love. So focusing on things that you feel like you're doing right, even if it's, you know, hey, in this situation I used to yell at my kid, but now I didn't. So I made a little bit of progress. So focusing on those types of things, because I think a lot of us tend to focus on, you know, our lack, as opposed to what's going great in our life.
Right.
I just took another breath. You know, I mean, how phenomenal is that?
Absolutely. Yeah, something I'd recommend is that first thing when you wake up in the morning, the minute your first foot hits the floor, is to notice something, choose something that you're grateful for in that moment. And it could be that I woke up alive, I woke up, it could be that simple, or it could be, the precious body that's breathing and sleeping next to you that you love and adore, and you're so happy you made that choice in your mate. So, and then when your second foot hits the floor, choose another, and just maybe try to drum up like 4 or 5 different thoughts of gratitude to start your day with.
Yeah, that sounds great. Well,
That's
thank you so
awesome.
much for being here with us today.
My pleasure.
And again, if someone wants to get some more information about your practice, your coaching, the website getcoach.com. Carla has a fantastic newsletter, and I am a member of that. And we hear lots of dogs here.
Yes,
great energy here today.
The dog lady. So,
Yeah,
yes.
excellent. So we're really glad that you guys joined us again here on The Real Parents. We've got some more fantastic shows coming your way. And we look forward to seeing you again real soon.
Mwah!